Hey folks, Matt from artoftheimage.com. I've had a little interesting thought game. I don't know if you guys do this, but I get all of a sudden enamored with a certain lens and an idea of what body I might want to shoot it with. Because these days, almost more important, I shouldn't say almost more important, but a lot of what you're thinking of when you want to shoot a certain lens is the combination of what body you're going to shoot it with. For example, I've been really enamored with the Nikon 50mm f1.2 AIS lens. Been researching the heck out of it online, looking at photo after photo after photo. Mostly, well, I've been looking at lots of different photos for it, but a lot of portraits because it yields a very unique look. Not only is it f1.2, Nikon's fastest lens to date, and bear in mind it's AIS. This is an older manual focus lens, but it also has very interesting chroma and bokeh characteristics that yield a very dreamy look that, some people say they don't like it because it's not, they look at that as imperfections. But most people that like the lens, they see that as the strengths of the lens and the characteristics of the lens that make them want to shoot with it. And when I see the portraits that have been done with it, I see exactly what they're talking about. 50mm on an APS-C or DX body. So, we're talking D5500, D7200 from Nikon, a T6i, T6s from Canon, a 7D, any of the APS-C bodies. Sony a6000, great body to shoot this on. You can use this on any of those with an adapter. You can use it on the Nikons without an adapter. And even more so, because it's manual focus, this is why I got thinking. I was thinking I would like a Sony a6000 for that lens because I want to do the focus peaking option, which is not available on my Nikons. It's not available on the Canon bodies out there for you Canon shooters. Sony does have it available. I was just playing with my older Minolta 50mm f1.7 manual focus via an adapter on my G7, and the focus peaking is fantastic on there. Not only that, the tap and shoot is fantastic. And that got me thinking maybe it wasn't the Sony a6000 I want, because I would really like to have the tap and shoot. Yeah, it's not doing focus for you when it does that, but sometimes it's easier as you're holding it just to tap and shoot that way. So I was trying to decide then, would I be more interested in having the Sony a5100, which you can get for cheaper, and essentially the only difference is it doesn't have the viewfinder the a6000 has. However, it has a tap and shoot function. It has a limited touchscreen, not full touchscreen, but you can hit your focus point and you can hit your tap and shoot points. So, is that enough of a option for me that I would want the a5100 for those reasons over the a6000? Because the Sony 50mm f1.8 OSS, the E-mount lens for those cameras, is a very nice lens too, and you can pick it up. It's image stabilized. That might be an option to shoot with for you too if you're like me. I mean, these are good portrait lenses on a DX body, and if you had the 5100, if I had the 5100, then the tap and shoot is going to focus and shoot too, which is really nice, because if you're looking at somebody and you just tap and shoot on their eye, and boom, you got your portrait in focus for exactly where you wanted it to focus. I really like that, and that's weighing. Previously, I would have said I would always taken the a6000 over the a5100, but for what I want it for using these older manual focus lenses and for using as a portrait lens, a fast 50, I'm looking at acquiring that fast Nikon 50mm f1.2, possibly some of the older AI f1.4s because I find them interesting, and probably if I got it, I would get the Sony f1.8 OSS because it's image stabilized and it has the tap and shoot available. It's autofocus. So lots of options here. I've been thinking and this is a fun exercise. I like thinking stuff like that. It gets my head out of other things, and I'm just playing around in my head with various options for a project I want to do. I have a portrait project in mind that I want to use these things for, and that a6000 or the a5100 with those lenses, there's a lot of reasons why I would like that better than, say, a full frame body, maybe than the D610, for instance, because I can't tap and shoot on the D610. So I guess too, one of the negatives on the a5100 is it's not a full flip out screen. It just flips up. So that's a bit of a drawback, but it still is tap and shoot. So I'm playing with all these ideas, and lots of different things coming to mind, but I'm very intrigued by the Nikon 50mm f1.2 AIS. Maybe if any of you guys have it out there and you want to give me some feedback, leave it in the comments below. I'll put a link to it below on Amazon. You can still buy the lens brand new. It's the only manual focus lens, I think. I think it's the only manual focus lens that Nikon still makes. You guys might want to check it out. Beautiful lens. Anyways, what do you guys think? Leave some feedback. Let's have a discussion on where I'm going with this. Do you guys do similar projects? Have you done a similar setup? Let me know. Thanks for tuning in. Stay tuned. We'll be back soon here at artoftheimage.com.